Hi, we're the Brew Dudes, and we got a great show for you today.
Today we're going to be drinking some American Imperial or double stouts, and they're the American take on the Russian Imperial Stout, so they're very powerful, very strong beers.
Alright, so first up we have the Arcadia Ales Coco Loco out of Michigan. Then we have the Odell's Brewery Imperial Stout out of Colorado.
Then we have the Goose Island Bourbon County Stout out of Chicago. And then last we have the Avery Mephistopheles Stout out of Colorado.
So first up we have the Arcadia Ales Coco Loco.
It's got a very dark, you can barely see any light at all through it.
And a nice off-white head.
It's got a roasty coffee nose to it.
Yeah, I really like this nose. It's got a lot of roast on it.
It's a very standard stout nose. Yeah, roastiness and coffee come through a lot, but it's got some hops in the finish too.
Yeah, and it's the hops save it from it ends the flavor quickly. It ends dry, which I like. It's got a good mouthfeel. I'd say medium heavy, which I like in this style. I like a kind of heavy, weighty beer. It tastes really good. I like it.
All right, now the Odell's Imperial.
Again, a very dark beer, but not quite as dark as the Coco Loco.
Not as much nose on this one either. It's a little bit of roast in there.
Yeah, a little bit of roast. I detect caramel and a little bit of sweet roast in addition. This beer's got a medium body, which is interesting for how extreme this style is supposed to be.
Yeah, and it starts out a little bit watery actually, but the roast kind of comes through and kicks in with some caramel sweetness to it. But I don't know, it's a little bit weak still.
Yeah, it's still. I like the caramel roast in the end. I have to agree with that, but it starts off very weak and watery, which not very good for the style.
All right, now the Goose Island Bourbon County Stout. Definite bourbon with some roasted malt and a dash of caramel malt in the nose, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say this smells exactly like a bourbon mixed with a stout. This is representative of a stout that's been aged in whiskey barrels.
Yeah, it's
very, very complex.
The bourbon really comes through in there, but it's got sort of a smoky roastiness to it. Both those notes just kind of cut right through the bourbon, and it's very nice.
It starts off with a nice roast for me and ends with a smooth bourbon finish. If you love bourbon whiskey, then you really should try this beer. It's very good.
Yeah, it's very nice, very complex. Now the Mephistopheles.
By far the darkest, both in head and body.
Yeah, but interestingly enough, it's 16% alcohol, yet it has pretty good head retention.
So an interesting style.
It's surprising. Some sweet caramels in the nose, but
and
definitely
alcohol is present. Yeah. First thing that hits me is a strong alcohol profile, but
it's definitely got some caramel.
When it finishes, it's got a nice sweet malt back.
Yeah, sweet caramels. Definitely.
Very, very nice in the finish, but I think they went a little too big on the alcohol on this. But
I mean, there are some roasty notes to it as well, but it's mostly caramel and alcohol.
Yeah,
to it.
I have to agree with that.
It's pretty interesting. They might have gone a little too big, but it's got a lot of interesting flavors.
Arcadia Ales Coco Loco, I'm going to give a thumbs up. I think it is a nice roasty beer. It's got coffee notes, it lacks most of the chocolate notes, but still very, very good. And it's got a nice mouthfeel.
I'm also going to give it a thumbs up. It fits the style beautifully. It's full-bodied. It's got a lot of flavors, coffee and roast, which fit the style. It's good beer. Give it a try.
Odell's I'm going to give a thumbs down to. It's way too light-bodied for the style. It is nowhere near complex enough for the style.
I'm going to give it a thumbs to the side. It does open a little bit weak and watery, but it does, like caramel, a dash of caramel, roast, and a few other flavors come through towards the end, and it finishes pretty well. So, thumbs to the side.
For the Bourbon County, I'm going to give it a thumbs up. It's the different beer out of this tasting. It's aged in barrels, and it shows. It is a really interesting, complex beer. If you haven't had a beer that is aged in oak barrels, really try this beer. It's really great.
Yeah, I'm giving this one a pretty big thumbs up. It's a very good beer. It's got a lot of complex flavors to it, and it's 13% alcohol, and it masks it beautifully. just give it a try if you can find it. It's tough to find, but it's good.
For the Avery Mephistopheles, I'm going to give a thumbs to the side. I think while this beer has some really complex malts, it's really hidden and takes a second seat to the alcohol profile, both on the nose and in the taste. I was really excited to taste this beer. It's a bit of a disappointment for me.
I think I'm sort of borderline, but I'm going to give it a thumbs up. It did go a little too big with the alcohol, but there's still enough flavors there with the caramel and a dash of roast and a few other things that I couldn't quite put my finger on that I think it warrants another try from me, and I'm definitely going to give it a thumbs up. So.
All right, so thank you very much for watching.
We're the Brew Dudes. Visit our website at www.thebrewdudes.com.
We'll see you next time.
Happy drinking.